I would recommend Studyiq mock interview very highly, and the experience was very good. The arrangement of the institute and the coordination of the faculty members, they were really good.
Yes, it was a good experience and I recommend it to others as well.
I will highly recommend everyone who is preparing for civil service, especially for interview.
My overall experience was very nice. I would highly recommend people to give mocks here.
The quality of board members were very good. So yes, I will definitely recommend it.
Definitely the interview experience was very good.
It was an overall nice experience, and yes, I would be recommending it to others as well.
Yes, ma'am, certainly.
Yes, I would recommend.
I would definitely recommend.
I will recommend you highly that you should have once a conversation in Studyiq as well.
May I come in, sir?
Hey, please. Are you all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Feeling happy or feeling exhausted?
So currently feeling feverish. I have fever since morning, sir.
Since this morning?
Yes.
So क्या किया उसके लिए?
I took medicine, sir, but
what medicine?
Like paracetamol I took, sir.
What time?
So in the morning 7 o'clock I took, sir.
खाली पेट?
Yes, sir.
Not advised at all. But 7 o'clock, if you consume paracetamol, by this time you should be feeling much better.
Right, sir. Matlab, I'm feeling better than compared to morning, but from inside I can little bit feel the feverish.
Throat ठीक है?
हाँ, I'm comfortable in conversations.
नहीं, throat में pain वेन तो नहीं है?
No, sir. There is no pain.
So how confident are you feeling, because this is your 4th attempt or you've taken 4 already?
So this is my 4th attempt. I have written, including these 3 mains, this is my first interview.
First interview?
Yes.
So how confident are you feeling about the interview?
Sir, I'm very confident and I'm grateful that I got a chance to appear in the interview.
Very good, very good.
Let's see how it goes, sir.
UPSC calls it what? Interview or what?
Sir, it's personality test. It is called personality test by UPSC, sir.
So what kind of personality UPSC looks for? Just tell me 2 traits.
Sir, I believe first is the confidence. Second is the clarity of thought and integrity.
Confidence?
Yes, sir.
Confidence of what? To do what?
So confidence about what one is saying. Like, is there conviction in what I am saying? So I should be confident. And then only I can do my duties in the future in a better way, sir.
Go through that, they have listed, the UPSC has listed number of personality traits that they look for in this IAS aspirants.
Yes.
वो document है उनका.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen that?
Yes, sir. I have seen that, but currently exact words I am not able to recall. But sir, I will look into it.
उन्हीं में से चुनते हैं ना एक दो, so that you are kind of bang to start with, right? Bang on. Tell me, I mean, your interests and hobbies are quite inviting. They may invite a lot of questions. But I ask you one. Self-dialogue, you say. What time of the day?
Sir, after waking up for 15 minutes daily, I practice self-dialogue, positive self-dialogue.
Same time every day?
So generally after waking up, like waking time may be different. So just after waking up, sitting on the bed, I practice for 10 to 15 minutes.
So what kind of dialogue you had today, if it is not too personal, this morning?
Sir, when I woke up, I was feeling feverish. So the thought that was going in my mind that it will pass, this too shall pass, this is just a fever. I take medicine, it has happened in the past, it has passed. So no need to worry too much about it. Let's continue with our day. So when I say like this, I get energy. And then I took medicine and sir, I am doing fine. Means at least mentally.
और कोई भारी thought बताओ, ये तो बड़ा हल्का फुल्का thought है. Dialogue तो मतलब क्या बोलते हैं? Raisina dialogues and US and Ukraine dialogues. कोई अच्छा वाला dialogue बताइए, which you had with yourself. Not necessarily today, maybe a day earlier.
Sir, like this is my 4th attempt. I have failed multiple times. So positive self-dialogue has helped me in coming till this 4th stage. Otherwise I would have given up maybe at the 2nd stage, 2nd attempt itself. So I motivate myself by saying the positive things, my strength, and I also want to say that I do not try to ignore the reality. I just try to change the perspective of looking at myself. Reality is there. I do not feel overconfident that, oh, say good things about myself. That's not what I do, sir. I try to be honest with myself and motivate myself, sir.
एक चीज़ बताइए, like you have been dialoguing with yourself for quite some years, I must say.
Yes, sir. Almost 6 years, sir.
और आपको 3 attempts क्यों लेने पड़े? I mean, you couldn't convince yourself or what?
Sir, there were some reasons, like I did not do much answer writing practice in my earlier mains, sir. And also earlier my optional was civil engineering, which is my graduation subject, and I could not do well in the optional in the final exam, sir. So this attempt I changed the optional to anthropology. I think that has played a role in clearing the mains, sir.
Does self-dialogue mean some kind of like they say that I'm in two minds? Is it similar situation that one is in two minds most of the time when you are self-dialoguing?
Sir, I'm not able to understand the question, sir. But what I have understood is that, sir, it is not being in two mind. It is about being honest with myself, my situation, what I am going through, telling a positive feedback about myself, sir.
ये क्वेश्चन तो आपने ठीक समझ लिया, बट आपका इंटरेस्ट एरिया जो है ना बड़ा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट है ना सेल्फ डायलॉगिंग में. एनीवे, आई विश यू गुड लक. there may be a lot of questions on that, or there may not be any. Vipassana, they might, they may keep quiet. Civil engineer, that's your domain, graduation, right?
Yes, sir.
Civil engineering.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me one important modern building which has fascinated you as an engineer, civil engineer?
Sir, our Parliament building, which is a green building also, and sir, it has fascinated me.
Which one are you referring to?
New Parliament building, sir.
You visited that?
Sir, I have not visited, but I have read in the newspaper, sir.
तो जो visited है उसका बताइए कोई एक.
Yes, sir. Sir, I visited the Ram temple in the Ayodhya, and I was fascinated by how only using stones they have constructed the whole structure. There is no use of steel, and that was, sir, fascinating for me. It is a kind of eco-friendly structure, sir, that we need in our today's construction.
What about Taj Mahal, or that is in your state, and Burj Khalifa?
So Taj Mahal I have not visited, but Taj Mahal is of course a beautiful structure, sir.
It's just beautiful, or it's a solid structure?
Yes, sir, it is of course solid structure. It is staying for so long, and it has very unique well foundation.
It's constructed right on the bank of a live river, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
यार ताजमहल को
Sir, I'm not visited Taj Mahal yet.
नहीं, बिना देखे तो पता होना चाहिए ना.
Sorry, sir, I will read about it.
Civil
Sir.
engineer हो गई. Anyway, I think I've taken too much of time. You are the first candidate, so I think we would allow that kind of last question to you. Your father's profession is what? Agriculture.
Yes, sir.
What is the water table like in Jaunpur?
Sorry, sir, like figures and numbers I'm not aware. But sir,
happy है, unhappy है, difficult है.
Sir, it is good. Like all the agriculture field is irrigated only, and the water table is good, sir.
Irrigated with what? Underground tube wells?
Tube wells, sir. We use tube wells, and also, sir, there is a Gomti river, so the groundwater level is managed.
They say that water wastage, of course, we all know that water is wasted hell of a lot all across the world, and agriculture is probably one of the largest consumer, at least in countries like India. So you are trying for IAS, and quite high ambitions. So that kind of interest, have you in some way helped your father's profession in, let's say in use of water in agriculture?
Like I have advised him about some irrigation technologies, like sprinkler is there, drip irrigation is there. Like we have a mango field also, so I have advised some technologies, but sir, because cost is too high, so my father could not implement it.
Cost is too high for what?
like installing technologies like drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, and then maintenance cost is also good, sir. So we are relying on the traditional.
No, you need to do homework. The cost is far too less than what you spend on diesel and running and digging tube wells and causing harm to the ground table. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're a civil engineer.
Yes, sir.
You said earlier the option was civil engineering.
Yes, sir. In my earlier.
And you couldn't score.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, I don't know. I gave my 100%. I used to complete the papers also. But sir, maybe calculation mistakes here and there, sir. And after giving my 100% only, I left the civil engineering, sir. Sir, I don't know why I got the less marks, sir.
You have done some training in disaster management.
Yes, sir.
You went to Japan.
Yes, sir.
What is the problem with disaster management in India? Example, actually our disaster management prediction system is not very effective because normally we deal with it only after the disaster has occurred. There are disaster prone areas in our country. Means we don't have any system of predicting it. What is your understanding about it?
Sir, with respect to the disaster, sir, when it comes to cyclone, we have very good early warning system. But when it comes to other disasters like earthquake, landslides, and urban flooding, all those things, sir, we are not very good at predicting. Our technology is little bit lacking, but sir, we are catching up. For example, sir, in Chennai and Mumbai, there is technology called iFlows that has been installed to predict the urban flooding, and it has been effective also sometimes, sir. And I believe, sir, now currently technologies like artificial intelligence is there. We can integrate artificial intelligence in data analytics and make our systems better, and also integrate that with satellite technologies so that we can have a better early warning systems.
But what about the situation in the other parts of the world? Do they have a much better warning system and all that? Example, landslides and earthquakes and not earthquake, landslides and all that kind of thing.
Sir, I am aware about the Japan, that Japan has very advanced early warning system. But sir, regarding other countries of the world, sir, I am not very sure, sir. I am not aware. I have to read about it, sir.
You know, there is a great controversy over delimitation of constituencies. Now, yesterday there was a meeting of the South Indian chief ministers and other political leaders in Chennai. They discussed this whole question of delimitation or redelimitation. What exactly is the controversy about, and what is your idea about it, or what is your understanding about this? Tell us.
Sir, constitutionally it has been mandated that the delimitation should happen as per the population ratio, and southern states have employed better population control measures in the past, and they fear that if delimitation exercise is carried out, then they will lose political representation at the center.
Just repeat that sentence.
Southern states fear that if delimitation exercise is carried out, then they will lose political representation at the center. Their seats will reduce, and northern states will benefit from the delimitation exercise, sir.
So, suppose the government, you are in the Indian Administrative Service, the government asks you to prepare a scheme or a kind of formula to deal with this very politically fraught issue.
Yes, sir. I have some ideas. Sir, one can be, we can include by constitutional amendment, we can include the developmental parameters into the delimitation exercise for future. Second idea is, sir, that we can implement this delimitation in a phased wise manner. And sir, third idea is
what
that
is this?
Phased wise manner, sir, means not delimit all of them at once. Like for every 20 years we can do delimitation. Like some part of the southern states, first it can be done, then part.
No, what is it based on? Actually, delimitation is done on what basis? What is the basis of this?
So population is the basis.
Population. Then how will you deal with that? There are states where the population is very, very high, and there are states where the population has gone down or the rate of growth has gone down.
For that, what we can do is, there are family counseling methods that we can employ to have a balanced population growth all over the country, like states having.
But that's an ideal situation, but that's not the reality. Reality is something else. For example, in UP, in 71 it was around 8 crores in UP, and it has gone up to 25 crores now. From 71 to 2025, it's around 25 crores. That is a 3-time increase in the population of UP.
Right, sir.
So how will you balance the whole thing?
Sir, it is a constitutional mandate that the area which has bigger population should have more representation in the parliament. So if UP is getting more seat, that is okay, sir. But
what is the formula given in the constitution? Are you aware of any such formula?
Sorry, sir. I have to read more about it.
You read Article 81
of
the constitution. You will find a formula there. Formula means is a bit of a formula. That is the ratio between the number of seats allotted to a particular state and the population of that state shall be the same in almost all the states.
Yes, sir. Now I can recall, sir.
Yeah.
I have read it. So
this is what you are going to do. You give some these sort of suggestions which you have mentioned just now. Just one more question. Some of the states are complaining that after the introduction of GST, the state's finance has become weaker. Do you agree with that? Your second option is perhaps in the revenue services, so must know.
To done away with the fear of the states that they will lose the revenue, center has.
But is it a fact that they have financially become weaker after the introduction of, or after the implementation of this GST?
I think, sir, with the help of compensation, it was provided. I do not have concrete numbers that whether they lost the revenue or not, but sir, compensation measures were there, which could have been helped.
But compensation is there, everybody knows that, but in spite of that, states are complaining that their finance has become weaker after this. So that is the point. Everybody knows about compensation.
Sir, I have to read more about the concrete data.
Okay,
sir.
Thank you.
All right, Abhishek, now let's talk about anthropology. What do you understand by social control?
Social control. Ma'am, social control in any society refers to the traditional way of regulating the behaviors of the people. It could be, sometimes it could be myth prevailing in that society, sometimes it could be custom, so that people follow, and then when people follow, then society generally rewards them. Those who do not follow, society generally punishes them in the form of outcasting them or something like that, ma'am.
Okay, so myth and culture would be 2 means, but what would be 4 other means in the modern times of social control?
Okay.
And is it only the society that ensures social control? Government or law for that matter does not really have a contribution in that?
Ma'am, for example, in the tribal society, government tries to ensure that their social customs are followed properly, like for 5th schedule and 6th schedule, they have some objectives that their social customs are respected. So government is respecting their social custom. And ma'am, other than that, I'm not able to recall the 4 modern methods that you are asking, ma'am, but I have overview of this idea.
Okay. Let's say, for example, if you have to study the cultural relevance of Kumbh in the modern times, in the times of smart city India, which method from anthropology would you adopt?
Sorry, ma'am. Methods I'm not able to recall.
None of it? Thick description? What do you understand by thick description?
Thick description refers to when suppose a phenomena is happening in the society. So what happens from the face of it, prima facie, what it tries to say. Like sometimes what happens, like blinking. They say blinking. Sometimes blink have 2 separate messages. One, it may say that sorry ma'am, I'm not able to articulate. I think
take a pause, take a few seconds pause and try and think.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I can give another example. Like Javanese funeral was conducted when they generally involve into the cockfighting, where 2 rival parties bring up their cocks and they fight. And it has, from thick description point of view, generally it is considered more than that fighting itself. It is a symbol of prestige, that whoever wins will have more prestige. Maybe, ma'am, that is a thick description of that phenomena.
Okay, okay. What is it that you understand by culture? What is the meaning of culture for you?
Ma'am, culture refers to the collection of some total of all the knowledge, beliefs, customs, uh, myths, and magic, all those that are prevalent in a society. That can be said as a culture of that society.
So is culture unique to only human beings?
Ma'am, there are debates. Some say that some scholars like Jane Goodall, who worked on the chimpanzees, she claims that culture is not unique to the humans. Chimpanzees also have culture like making of tools and all those things. But some socio-cultural anthropologists say that no, it is only unique to humans because they have capability to pass it down to the next generation and constantly learn, unlearn and relearn. So that is lacking in the chimpanzees. So ma'am, there is a debate and there is no consensus on it.
And where do you lie in that debate?
Ma'am, I believe that culture is not unique to humans. It is also prevalent in other societies, even in animals, and we have to do more study on that. My personal gut says that, ma'am, animals also have.
What observation have you made that take you to this conclusion?
Ma'am, for example, if we see the behavior of many animals, like dolphins are there. Sometimes I read that dolphins, they choose only one partner for whole life. It must be some culture because they are not. This is not even prevalent in humans. So for some animals, there are some unique behavior that they follow. So I believe that maybe they have some culture, ma'am.
Okay. What do you understand by dysfunction?
Ma'am, dysfunction refers to such practices of the society which leads to harm in the society, like maybe human rights violation. So that can be dysfunction. For example, ma'am, extreme loyalty to one's own society may lead to the ethnic conflict in the society. So that is one kind of dysfunction of a culture, ma'am.
So can dysfunction ever be positive?
Yes, ma'am. If there is a dysfunction, it helps in evolving of the society. People, when dysfunction happens, they deliberate, they debate on that, and then new laws are made. We progress as a society as a whole, ma'am.
Can you think of an example here?
Ma'am, for example, earlier the same-sex marriage was very taboo, but slowly many countries are recognizing it, and we are moving in that direction. So I think this is one example I can recall.
So what you're trying to say is that same-sex marriage was seen as a dysfunction earlier, and now it is becoming assimilated as a result of thinking and laws coming into place.
Yes, ma'am. Earlier, culturally, many people considered it as unnatural and against the order of nature. But currently, we are seeing more acceptance of this practice, ma'am. So this in one way I want to convey.
Okay. One last question, Abhishek. What are the key indicators of gender equality in the Indian context, according to you?
Ma'am, if we talk about gender equality, then it involves multiple domains like economic equality, then political equality, social equality, cultural equality. All the domains we have to ensure for gender equality.
So what is cultural equality?
Ma'am, cultural equality means, suppose ma'am, many women are not allowed to enter into the temples and men are allowed to enter. So this is culturally unequal. If they both are allowed, then it can be said as culturally equal.
Okay, thank you so much, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Who was Kamala Nehru?
Sir, Kamala Nehru was the wife of our Honorable First Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru.
And her contribution to Indian national movement?
Sir, she contributed at the ground level by providing leadership to the women during non-cooperation movement. And also one incident that I can recall is that I have read is that she opened a small nursery, a small hospital to provide care for the injured people who are fighting in the struggle. This is how much I am aware, sir.
What is the concept of Khap Panchayat and its anthropological relevance?
Sir, Khap Panchayat, as the earlier ma'am asked me, social control. So Khap Panchayat is one type of social control prevalent in the society where elders try to regulate the behavior of the society according to custom and traditions. And sir, from anthropological point of view, as I've already mentioned, it is a social control, but sir, it leads to sometimes human rights violations, and we have to make sure that such panchayats do not violate any legal provisions, sir.
Whether freedom of speech is absolute?
No, sir, it is not absolute. There are reasonable restrictions on it, written in the Article 19(2) of the Constitution.
Please examine it in the context of the latest controversy of Indian latent show.
Pardon me,
India latent show. Allahabadiya controversy. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir, I'm aware.
Tell me a little bit.
Sir, in that show, Mr. Allahabadia has made some comments which was considered obscene and very bad by the society, and also Supreme Court has made very harsh remarks on that comment, sir. It has inspired a controversy. And sir, my view is that such type of speech should not be allowed in the society because it disturbs the public decency, public order and decency, and it is not good for the younger population who is watching that show, sir. It creates a negative impact overall.
But political leaders also say more worse statements.
Yes, sir. Many times political leaders also say, and there is of course always public rebuke, and there is always opposition whenever some controversial remarks are made, and sometimes the incidences may go unnoticed, but sir, always we have seen that there is opposition if anything wrong has been said in the society, sir.
Why you have given Indian Revenue Service a choice second and third in place of Foreign Service or Police Service, which is normal feature?
Sir, Indian Revenue Service, as currently our country's tax to GDP ratio is very low, and I would like to contribute in that domain, increase the tax base. We have more than 80% informal and unorganized sector. I would like to bring them into the formal sector and increase the tax base of the country, sir.
But you will only implement, the policy is made by the government. So you will only implement. If the policy is not changed, then how can you widen the tax base?
Sir, by proper implementation of the policy, and we can make some contribution. It is not that I alone can do everything, but I can make my meaningful contribution. By that, sir, we can certainly increase the tax base.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, अभिषेक 2 मिनट बाद फिर मिलते हैं आपको.
थैंक यू सर.
बाहर वेट कर रहे हैं.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Tell us, how do you feel about this mock interview? Your performance. Let me to start with tell you that despite that you are not feeling too bright this morning, have some fever, your performance was pretty good. You managed to answer most of the questions. ठीक है? अब आप बताइए, आपका अपना experience क्या कहता है? Am I right or am I wrong?
Sir, I believe I have to revise more of the anthropology and some things related to anthro. And like my second choice is IRS. So definitely I must have all the information about the GST and the numbers that sir has asked. So sir, some questions I was not able to answer. Somewhere I fumbled also because I was not able to articulate myself properly. Like ma'am asked the question.
आराम से, slow.
So
इतना speedy नहीं बोलो. हाँ.
So sir, I need to work on my articulation skill more. I think that can happen if I revise my subjects properly. Then I will be able to articulate, sir. Other than that, sir, I would say I was average to good.
ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया.
Good, honest, very honest assessment of yourself.
देखो, जौनपुर and that belt has produced, large number of IAS and IPS, and it continues to do so. है ना, जैसे कोटा फैक्ट्री है, ऐसे जौनपुर फैक्ट्री है.
There is a village, sir, Madhupatti, where every family has a one civil servant.
Yeah. So your family doesn't have so far any. So you better be one. ठीक है? And if I understand well, then Jaunpur has produced quite a number of Abhishek Singhs as IAS.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, फिर क्या बात है? You have all the things laid out for you. पूरा माहौल आपके लिए तैयार है, आपका स्वागत करने के लिए. See, quickly आपको 2-3 छोटी चीज़ें बता देते हैं which should help you. ठीक है? और ये इसके चक्कर में आर्टिकुलेशन की स्किल्स में डेवलप करूँ, ये करूँ, और वो उसका कैसे करोगे? In next 3 weeks, how would you do that?
Revision, sir.
हाँ?
Revision of my subjects.
Yes, that is homework, है ना? Plenty of homework, plenty of revision, and plenty of new readings, whichever you can undertake, mainly through newspapers or headlines and all that. DAF के ऊपर काम करिए, अपना DAF पे बहुत काम करिए. In the sense that whether it's your parents profession, your father's profession, or relating to schools, colleges that you have attended, and all related entries जो भी DAF में है ना, इस पे आप about 50-60 क्वेश्चन सिर्फ DAF पे ही जनरेट करिए, ठीक है। एक एंट्री को पढ़ो, आपका जौनपुर है उसके जौनपुर के बारे में पढ़िए, फादर का पढ़िए, एक एक करके उस पर हर एक पेज 3-3, 4-4 क्वेश्चन अपने आप से जनरेट करिए। वही अकेला आपको बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस देगा। सेम थिंग यू डू विद द न्यूज़पेपर्स, लुक एट द हेडलाइंस प्रॉपरली एंड गो इनटू देयर बैकग्राउंड, है ना। तो एक तो ये हुआ। दूसरी बात ये है कि डोंट you have had the choice when I asked you which building fascinates you. So you referred to a building which you have not seen, which you may not have even read properly about it. तब मैं उसमें 2 सवाल आपसे पूछूं तो आपके पास जवाब नहीं होंगे। सिविल इंजीनियरिंग के आप वो है ना कैंडिडेट हैं, तो आपके दिमाग में कुछ एक बिल्डिंग्स which have created a lot of impact and continue to do so. Whether from pyramids to modern दुबई को देख लीजिए, modern architecture को देख लीजिए, this is all structures unbelievable. ताज महल 400 years it stands on this thing, उसको टस से मस नहीं हो रहा है, इतना बगल से नदी बह रही है उसके, है ना। You should be very excited. Civil engineering is a very very good subject. सिविल इंजीनियरिंग पे पढ़िए। अब एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ले लिया है तो उस पर और पढ़िए, ठीक कह रहे हैं आप। लास्टली अवॉइड फ्यू थिंग्स। आप लगातार कह रहे थे टू टेल यू, फिर आप कह रहे थे गिव यू अनदर एग्जाम्पल, इफ़ यू टॉक ऑफ सो एंड सो। आप ये बोर्ड पैनल को बात करते हुए बोल रहे हैं। वाइल आंसरिंग टू द पैनलिस्ट यू आर यूजिंग एक्सप्रेशन लाइक टू टेल यू। इन अनदर सेंटेंस यू सेड गिव यू अनदर एग्जाम्पल। फिर आपने कहा एक जगह इफ़ यू टॉक ऑफ सो एंड सो। अरे यार इस यू को हटा दो, रिप्लेस कर दो वी से। इफ वी टॉक ऑफ दैट और इफ वन टॉक्स ऑफ दैट, थर्ड पर्सन पे आ जाओ, है ना।
राइट सर।
ये फॉर्मल सेटिंग है ना, ये आपस में तो बात नहीं कर रहे ना फ्रेंड्स के साथ। क्लियर?
राइट।
आपका सबसे बड़ा अभी इनपुट है आपके लिए, ये जो होमवर्क है ना, बहुत डेप्थ में करिए इसको, और अब उसी से आपका फ्लो बढ़ेगा, है ना। जो आप कह रहे हैं मैं आर्टिकुलेट नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, यू गेट स्टक इन द मिडल ऑफ दिस थिंग, यू विल नॉट सफ़र फ्रॉम दैट। डू इट फॉर जस्ट नेक्स्ट 10 days। कोई भी 3-4 एरियाज ले लो, 10 दिन उन पे फोकस करिए। एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ले लो, सिविल इंजीनियरिंग के लिए अपना डैफ का ले लो, सबके 10, 20 क्वेश्चन ऑन ईच ऑफ दीज। You generate, write down your answers so that they are handy, and when you write down, they stay in your memory longer. आप उनको appreciate भी करते हैं, उनके perspectives को appreciate करते हैं। Wish you all the best, and we want you to represent Jaunpur in the same spirit.
Thank you so much, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
All the best.